Okay, here we have a loser side match in a 9-ball Scotch doubles. Larry and Bill are playing Dizzle and Izom, and Larry and Bill won the lag. They've just broke and they've just sunk the 9-ball on the break. It's race to 5 on the loser's side, race to 7 on the winner's side, and these two teams are quite high rated, and there's only about 32 points difference in their ratings, so they're both playing scratch. Nobody's given any racks in this match, and it should be quite a close match. Bill and Larry, though, I would put down as the favourites. Certainly will be if they keep getting 9-ball breaks. Oh, there's a bit of luck for Dizzle. Played the kick and got lucky. I think he's got even luckier. I think he's perfectly on the 4 here for izom. Just needs to drop this 4 ball in. Yeah, perfect, they say in the chat. But they've got another 5 balls to sink yet before this rack's over, and the problem is going to be from 5 to 6 to get nicely on it and not get into any problems with this 8 ball. I think he's just played enough pace here to come round the corner. Now again, a little bit of bottom and stun it, and maybe a bit of left. I tend to put a wee bit of left on this just to kick the ball over to the left as we look at it. That's a little bit weak, and it means Dizzle's not looking into the pocket here, so he should get it and just come round the angles and back up for the 8. And the pressure's on this shot. Well, he chose to draw it in, and therefore he's left his opponent a long cut on the 8 ball. Now this is dangerous to play at dead weight, so he might have to go off the end rail down to the bottom rail as we look at it and back up, just so he can leave Dizzle a cut on the 9. The 9's fairly simple down the rail, it's not touching the rail, but he really needs to focus on this 8 ball, not do anything silly. And I think there's enough pace in that just to get the ball up the table. And it should be straightforward. Oh dear, and he actually got that, believe it or not, he got that too thin, and well, he's asking how could that happen, but if he watches this video he'll see that he actually got it too thin. He actually, if he'd hit that thicker, he probably wouldn't have got the in off. That's why he got the in off. And it sounds weird to say that, but you could see straight away when he got the cut on the 9, he actually had a bit of manoeuvrability there. He could have, you know, hit it into the side rail there slightly at dead weight pace, obviously, and the 9 would have still went in. But he actually, it's unbelievable to say it, but he played it too thin, and obviously had no control on the cue ball straight into the opposite pocket, and handed Larry and Bill a gift there. Well, Larry's saying he hit the rail first, and that's probably right. I mean, it was so quick, it's very difficult to say. It really needs to be played in slow motion to see it, but I think Larry's probably right. He's saying in the chat that he hit the rail first, but it was really close. I mean, my eyes are too bad to pick that up, but I would agree with what Larry's saying there in the chat. I think he definitely just hit the rail first, and Bill's eyes have failed him as well, looking for a thin clip off that 1 ball to try and hide down the table. I actually don't think he's left He's left these guys a shot. So Dizzle's just going to kill this cue ball dead. Send a one up the table, but he's going to have to get this cue ball close to the 9 or the 7 to prevent the jump shot. So the left hand side of the table, as we look at it, is not going to be very helpful for a kick, so Larry resorts to the old jump stick again. And I think this one ball's dead on into the middle pocket. Just a little roll through it. Nice and simple. Leave Dizzle on the 2 ball. Oh no, well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I should have moved the camera and had a look at that, but he's decided to play safe. But unfortunately, he's not got the cue ball anywhere near these 2 balls, and Bill's going to jump that. And Bill's problem here is he's going to have very little control in the cue ball, so the chances of him getting him on this 2 ball are fairly slim, and probably leaving Larry hooked on the 2, more or less. As it is, he missed the he got the jump, he hit the ball, but he missed the pot on the 1. And played that shot with a lot of bottom and a lot of inside or left hand English to kick it over to the side to give izom a shot in the 2. And izom needs to punch this in and put a bit of bottom on it to get the cue ball back up the table and out to give Dizzle a shot in the 3. And he's a wee bit firmer than that, but he's okay. And again, this is a pace shot. Cut the 3 in, cue ball across the side rail and back out, I would think. Can you play it softer than that? No, he's playing it across, trying for it, and he's left it short. He could have played it with a weight to come off the left side, across the right side and over to the middle of the table, but he either overhit it or he underhit it, and only Dizzle knows the answer to that one. And that's too hard for a bank shot. I think Larry can play the cut on the 4, and the cue ball's going to remain down this end of the table here, so he's going to have to rely on Bill pulling out a tough 6 ball down the rail to get him down onto this 7. But he's left Bill an angle, and it needs a good firm stroke, a good bit of draw, and if you just punch off the right side rail and bring the cue ball across to the left, he needs to get right up this end here. He doesn't want to block himself out with the 9, and that was well played. And the issue here is avoiding the 9 ball, getting this cue ball out from behind the 9. So Larry's going to punch the 7 and draw it back. Again, a well controlled shot, and Bill should have the pace of this shot down to a T. Stun the 8 ball in and more or less dead weight onto the 9. That's a well controlled shot again. So Larry and Bill have raced into a 3-0 lead. Now remember, well, this rack's actually the only one they had to work for, because the first rack they get the 9 ball in the break. The second rack, it was gifted to them with a scratch and a 9 ball. And 3 ball goes into the top left, and no shot in the 1. So if you can see the edge of the 1, he's just going to push that to the left. He's going to send it near the pocket, so probably the kick's the better option here. And I think the right middle pocket's in the way of a kick shot as well, believe it or not. He could try coming round the jaws in the top right to kick the 1 ball from that angle. That's tough, but just played the push out. And that was a bad miss by Dizzle. I mean, I can forgive him for that because he was playing a delicate cut into that corner, a blind pocket, and obviously he's concentrating on positioning the 2, and he got on the 2. And Larry didn't have any real control over that shot. Now if Bill can see enough of the edge in this 2, he's got a good safety shot on. He can leave the 2 down at this end. He's actually played the cut. That was a good shot. And this will be a better shot because it's cutting back into this middle pocket. So Larry needs to avoid the 7 ball at all costs. So he's going to draw it, send the cue ball off the bottom rail, maybe the side rail, and across between the 9 and the 6, or if he stuns it hard enough he may be able to get up and down, but I think the angle's too much on this 4. So he's went round the corner. That was well played, and if he kicks round the corner again, that's an excellent shot. And see, when you're not behind the shot you can't really see the angle that the player's got, but that was well played. Oh dear, Bill. Bill, first thing you do in Virtual Pool 4 is check your tip. Make sure you're on the cue ball. Now the only way he could have miscued there is if he'd already moved his tip, because the default in Virtual Pool 4 certainly doesn't leave you miscuing. And this isn't easy. See, I think Dizzle's now got a phobia about these blind pockets. That was missed by a mile. I mean, it wasn't a simple shot, but it really was missed by the country mile. And I think if Larry gets this 6 ball cut in, I think Dizzle and Izom's played the last shot in this rack. So now does Bill pot this 7 ball, just plain ball, get the cue ball round and down the table here so that Larry's got a shot in the 8 ball into the left middle. I think that's what he's looking for. That was a sensible, common sense, simple shot to play. Don't go over ambitious. And now looks like maybe a stun or a run through and off the side rail. Yeah. Well, this match could be over pretty quickly. Bill and Larry go into a 4-0 lead in this race to 5 on the loser's side. So what you would say there is a couple of uncharacteristic errors by Dizzle. Feeling the pressure, he knows a lot of he's the strongest player in his team, so a lot of the focus is on him getting good position and sort of digging their team out of problem situations, but he struggled there, but nothing was easy. So no joy in the break for Bill and Larry there, but I'll tell you something, this table is perfect for a run out. Got to avoid the 5 ball. So a good firm stun shot. Again, should avoid the 5. And Barron, really bad luck. There was no way he couldn't go on the 2. The problem again is Dizzle's left with not a difficult 2, but a difficult positional shot because there's blockers in the way here, and I think he's okay. Now if izom can get good cue onto this cue ball, he can run the 3 in a bit below the equator of the cue ball and come round the corner for the 4. He can actually get behind it and take the 4 into the same pocket. Now he's went up and down, and that could have been a problem, but he's actually got lucky. Clipped it onto the 7, left Dizzle nicely on the 4, but that was always a danger, playing that shot. Again, looking at this one, just really drop the 5 in and leave him the longer shot in the 6, but he doesn't want to get over ambitious, and he's hit that too hard. He needed a bit of bottom on that to stop the cue ball running away to the left here as we look at it. So some little basic shot errors here. You know, izom's the least experienced of the 4 guys from what I can see. Certainly in Virtual Pro 4, he's probably a good player in real life, but just lacking a wee bit of technical savvy there and what he should have done with the cue ball. But it looks as if they're going to salvage at least one rack. Nice and simple, just roll through. And a straightforward 9 ball. You would say unmissable. So the 9 goes in, and Dizzle and izom get their names on the board. Bill and Larry still lead by 4 racks to 1. They're on the hill. How's Dizzle's luck on the break? Could do with a quick 9 ball here and get them onto the next rack. The 9 ball was tracking. I think he's running to the jaw though. But they've got one minis on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a couple of balls. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aye, 1 ball in the break. I think it was the 3 ball went down. But no shot on the 1, so just to push out. And the one thing you do in the push out is try and tie a ball up. The 6 and 8 ball were already tied up, but the 2's now going to join it, although the 2 is, if you get nice position, the 2 I believe is portable. It looks tight, maybe not. Maybe the way I'm looking it looks a bit sort of touch and go as to whether it would actually spot. And I think we might have a bit of tactical play here. And Larry probably just send the 1 ball, if you can see enough of it, maybe send it down towards these 3 balls. And I think Bill's going to be in trouble in a second. This 1 ball's going to be tucked in behind the 8 and the 6. And cue ball with no shot on it. And I think the 4 ball is in the way there. So Bill's going to have to play this with a fair bit of right hand English to try and get the shot on the 1. And that's a beautiful shot. And it was well played. There's a lot of judgment involved in how much English you put on and how much it's going to grip off the rail, and it was well played. That is an even better shot there. And that's real trouble for Larry. I mean, the shot, the only option he has is to jump over the 2, hit the side rail, and then try and hit the 1, which I think he's achieved. But he's left the combo. He set the combo up. Problem though is his cue ball's coming across, and the 1 ball's going to be more or less left where the 6 is if he plays this accurately. He needs to rely on the 1 ball sort of kicking off the rail and getting out. Well, it's came out, and in all honesty, with the angle that's on the 1 for Dizzle here, there's no way he can hold for the 2. I'd be surprised if he could. Up and down, and that's well controlled again. Absolutely perfect in the 2. I think he might be a bit straight here though. Let's have a wee look. Well, he is a bit straight, but if he plays this with the bottom and right, which he's doing, he'll kick the cue ball down. And I dare say, I think he could have played that a lot better and still avoided that 8, but you know, I'm the expert because I'm sitting here and I'm not playing. He should have just taken his time a bit more over that shot. Let's fix the camera. And do you think izom's hooked on the 5? You might be able to see an edge, but you certainly can't see the potting angle on it. Let's have a wee look down. Yeah. So the shot to play is round off the jaws and kick behind the 5 to send the 5 up the table and hopefully leave the cue ball there and leave distance between the 2. I think he's going 1 rail kick here. And that's unlucky. So Bill chose the simple option just to drop the ball in. He's left Larry a long one on the 7. He should get it and just roll through and off the end rail and back up for the 8. And this match should be over. This is the match ball here, provided he gets the 7. Well, I think Larry chickened out a wee bit there. He's left Bill betwixt and between. He's got to play the cut, and he's got it dead weight, and that's perfect. So Larry will just roll the 5 in, sorry, the 9, and Larry and Bill win this loser's side match by 5 racks to 1. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again sometime.